Now, Busch Gardens Tampa Bay is proud to present Rescue Tales.
Hello everybody, how you guys doing today? Oh, I think I can do better than that. I said, how you guys doing today? There you go, that's what I like to hear. Now, my name is Christian.
My name is Joel.
My name's Amanda.
And we work for a company called Conservation Ambassadors. And what we do is we give a home to rescue wildlife. Either animal's been hurt and can't be set free back out in the wild, or oftentimes people try to make pets out of wild animals. This never works. It's also against the law. They get confiscated and sent on over to us. So we take them on in, we give them lots of love, lots of attention, and lots of food. The ones that we can, we
Awarded over $18 million in grants to conservation organizations worldwide. Now, if that wasn't enough, they together have saved over 40,000 wild animals. What do you guys think about that? So when they asked us to come and share some of our amazing wildlife with you guys, we were super excited to do so.
And we're gonna start the challenge animals. First animal is one that nobody ever knows of, so we're gonna give you some hints. First off, she's not a monkey. Second, she comes from South American rainforest. And lastly, she's a member of the raccoon family. Well, let's just check her on out. Come on out here.
Hello, welcome. This is Homie, and a homie is a kinkajou. Can you guys say kinkajou?
Kinkajou.
Oh, bless you. Well, kinkajous, they're from the South American rainforest. They're gonna be hanging out high up in those canopies all day long. And when I say hang out, I actually mean hanging. See, she has a prehensile or a grasping tail, which means she can hang upside down. Now, kinkajous, they're a nocturnal animal, so they're gonna be awake during the night and sleeping during the day. And at night, she's looking for two things. The first is fruit, and the second is flowers. Now, kinkajous love flowers, and so do we. Who doesn't love flowers? But kinkajous, they do more than just love them. They have a 4-inch long tongue. She's gonna use that tongue to get all the pollen, all the good stuff out of those flowers. She's gonna go to the next one. She's gonna do that over and over and over again. Basically, cross-pollinating the entire rainforest overnight. She's got a real important job to do out there in the rainforest. The rainforest actually has certain flowers that only bloom at night. So it's up to her and the bats in that area to keep those flowers happy, healthy, and reproducing. Now, somebody fell in love with the kinkajou, so they decided to go out and get Homie here, and they kept her as a pet. And they also kept her in a bird cage in their kitchen. That's just not fair to Homie, right? So now she's here with us, and she does these programs ever since. She's the most unique animal I'm going to be able to work with, from her awesome prehensile tail to her really cool wrist. See, kinkajou's wrists rotate so they can go up and down trees head first. Oh, that was a cute yawn. Their skeleton system and their canine teeth is identical to a raccoon, which we have here in Florida. So that kind of makes her like the raccoon of the rainforest. Pretty cool. Well, while she's doing her job out in the rainforest, the next guest does their job local here to Florida. Thanks for hanging with me and the kinkajou.
All right, and this little guy is Twitch, our Virginia opossum. This is originally an East Coast animal, but they spread all across the United States while the railroad tracks been built. In fact, they're brought state to state as a food source. But we came across Twitch here because one night a lady was driving home and she saw the cute little fur ball run across the road. She had tried her best to stop, but she had accidentally hit that fur ball. So she got out of her car and saw that she had hit an opossum. However, though, this lady was really smart. She had done her research and she remembered reading somewhere that opossums are marsupial. And we know marsupials ain't out the pouch, but what do they keep in that pouch? What do they keep in that pouch? There we go. So she got down real low. She bravely opened up that pouch, and what she found was 5 beautiful opossums, one of them being Twitch here. So she swooped them on up and took them to the nearest rehab center, where they had the best chance of getting back out in the wild, and they were doing great. They were eating, they're foraging for their own food, they're getting bigger and stronger, they start climbing, they're even safe from people, except for Twitch here, who they had discovered had too many medical issues to be re-released back out in the wild with his siblings. So he found a home with us a couple months ago. And I know a couple months is young, but these guys, they only live 2 to 3 years. But check this out. In those 2 to 3 years, a mama opossum, she'll have up to 50 babies. Yeah. If I had 50 kids, I'd probably call after 3 years too. Now, Twitch, he's an amazing animal. He's North America's only marsupial. So let's give a hand to Twitch, our Virginia opossum.
All right, everyone, and here we have Hooter, and what is he? Who? 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 I have to say it one more time, guys, come on. Yes, this is Hooter the barn owl. Now, you probably can't tell how he came to our center just by looking at him. So I'll tell you, so picture this, he's flying free about 2 years ago, doing his daily hunting routines, when he spots a mouse. Now he's fully locked in, flying down, and he makes a big mistake. He also flies out in front of a car. Now this person tried their best to stop but could not make it in time, but she was very brave, got out of her car, picked him up, and took him to the closest raptor center where they saved his life. And not only that, they gave him an opportunity to heal up his wing. But unfortunately, that wing did not heal as well as we wanted it to, so now he's here with us. Now, owls like this are very well equipped to be able to hunt at night. In fact, if we made this whole room really dark, so dark to the point where you couldn't even see your hand right in front of you, and we put one candle in the middle of this room, with that single candle, he would be able to see just as well as we can right now. But there is a drawback to those eyes. See, those eyes are so big, and they take up so much space in his skull that they're actually stuck facing forward. So if he wants to look to the left, he has to do that. And if he wants to look to the right, he has to completely turn his head to the right. There you go. I think he's running low on batteries, so it was a little slower. We'll have to change them out soon. Now, a lot of people tend to think that they can turn their heads 360 degrees, but that's actually not the case. They turn them 270 degrees, which is still a lot, and the reason they can do that is because they have extra vertebrae in their necks, which makes it look a lot smoother when they turn their heads. But it's not like the cartoons where you can just screw their heads on and off like a light bulb. It doesn't work that way. Now, something else they have are these wings. See, these wings are covered with something called comb feathers. These comb feathers help slice through the air, giving him almost silent flight, which comes in handy when he's hunting for those rodents. They don't even hear him coming. Now, an owl this size can take out 2 to 3 mice every single day. And that's really important to the ecosystem because they keep that rodent population down. Because if not, we'd be overrun by a rodent world with a king rat that demands cheese and crackers every single 2 minutes. And we don't want that, right? No. Someone said yes. Someone wants that, guys. Just letting you know. Now, something they lack or something they're not very good at is a sense of smell, which actually comes in handy considering our next guest is known to be one of the smelliest in the world. And his name is Christian, and he'll also be coming out with a skunk. But for now, let's say goodbye to Hooter, the barn owl.
And this is Pepe, and what is he? That's right, but he's not just any skunk, he's a striped skunk, and you can tell by these beautiful racing stripes going down his back. Now there's also a spotted skunk that lives right here in Florida, as well as a hog-nosed skunk that's gotta know what happened at a junior high school. Now, skunks here, they don't have the fastest feet, the sharpest claws, or the strongest bite. So all he's got to defend himself out there with is that spray. So let's say a big old predator comes along and tries to spook him. You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna throw a really big fit. He's gonna start by stomping those front feet, letting that predator know that he is a skunk and he is gonna spray. And if that first one is good enough, he's gonna do full-on handstands. And if they don't listen to those handstands, well, he's gonna spray. And he can spray up to 15 feet. So some of you guys in our front row here, you're in our spray zone. Now, that smell's not even the worst part. That spray gets in that predator's eyes, their nose, their mouth, and it burns, working like nature's pepper spray. But we came across Pepe here because unfortunately his mama was hit by a car. When they pulled over, they saw little Pepe stand on the side of the road. But I gotta tell you, there is nothing cuter than a baby skunk. They look like little killer whales waddling down the road. So she swooped him on up and tried to make a pet out of him. And then if that wasn't enough, she also removed his sick glands. So when they got caught, they saw that Pepe here had no way to defend himself out in the wild. Now our next guest, you might not be able to see him, but you will definitely hear him. But let's say goodbye to Pepe, our striped skunk.
This is Giggles, and Giggles is a laughing kookaburra. Now, kookaburras. They're known for that beautiful call that they make, right? Their laugh. And I bet every single person in here has already heard it before, but you didn't even know it. See, they use it in all the movies, TV shows, anything with a jungle scene, you're gonna have that beautiful call in the background. But get this, he's not from the jungle. They're from the grasslands of Australia. That's like the complete opposite climate than the jungle. Did you guys want to hear his call? All right. Woo! Giggles! Good job, buddy. Yeah, that was great. We love that call, and it's what they're famous for. But I think that he should be famous for his hunting skills. I know what you're thinking. He's small, but he's actually the largest of the kingfisher family, but he doesn't eat fish. He'll eat mice, he'll eat lizards, he'll even eat snakes. Okay, I have a great story to tell you. I saw the video once. They were hunting after a snake, but this snake was thin, but it was a 6-foot snake. And what they'll do, they'll dive down, they'll grab that snake by the back of the head with that very specialized beak he has. And when he'll get a hold of it, he'll whip it back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until it's a limp noodle. Just sticking outside of his beak, slowly digesting. That long of a snake will take 3 whole days. I know what you're thinking. He will make that call every single morning at the break of dawn. When that sun is up, your alarm clock. So it's safe to say the neighbors weren't the biggest fan of Giggles here, but we love him. And isn't that call awesome? Well, thanks for hanging with me and Giggles.
All right, and this is Whizzer, our turkey vulture. And I gotta tell you, I absolutely love his big, beautiful bald head. But in 10 years, I really hope I don't look like him. Now, what this bird will do is he'll wake up every single morning and he'll spread those wings out nice and wide. He starts to take up that sun, and once he gets nice and warm, he'll take flight in the sky and he starts getting to work. He starts sniffing for the dirtiest, most rotten, disgusting thing he can find. And once he finds something so gross and rotten, he's gonna dive on down and he's gonna make a meal out of it. Now I know we're thinking, it's pretty gross, right? He eats dead things, but if we're being honest ourselves, we all eat dead things. Nobody finds a cow to chase it down the road and chew on its leg. The only difference with Whizzer here is he can eat stuff with so much germs and bacteria, it would make us sick to our stomach. He works perfect as nature's cleanup crew. And that bald head of his is absolutely perfect for that diet. He's diving on down to rotten meat. He wants to keep that head nice and clean. But he's got one really weird trick to rinse these feet off when they're nice and dirty. Do you guys want to hear it? Said, do you guys want to hear it? All right, when those feet get really, really gross and nasty, to rinse them off, he pees on them. Yeah, that's why we named him Whizzer. And Whizzer has been with us for over 17 years. Because 17 years ago, someone had the bright idea to shoot this beautiful bird right in his left wing. And as we know, birds' bones are hollow. So when they break, they don't always heal back right. And that's what happened to Whizzer here. So we can fly a little bit, but unfortunately, not enough to survive in the wild. Now our next guest only has one rule. And that is when you see him, you can't go, aww. Do you know why? Because I'm sick of it. But let's say goodbye to Whizzer, our beautiful turkey vulture.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice. What's his deal? Yes, this is Disco the Gray Fox, and he came to us from a rehab center that found him abandoned. And this rehab center had every intention of putting him back into the wild. But the rehabber that got assigned to him did all the wrong things. She loved on him, she cuddled him, let him play with the dogs and the kids. And when she brought him back to the rehab center, they had found out that she had completely ruined him. He had lost his healthy fear of humans. So that's when they called us, 16 years ago. But here's the thing, gray foxes, they only live 7 to 8 years. He's 17 now. Yeah. I guess that makes him a bit of a senior citizen, right? Yeah. That's why we had to bring him to Florida. Oh, thank you for the 2 laughs. No, these animals, they're amazing. They can scale up trees, no problem with their cat-like movements. They're looking for berries, grasses, rodents, birds. They're excellent scavengers. But the problem was that they were getting hunted down for this fur. And on top of that, we also introduced a non-native species called the European red fox that was taking over their habitats and eating a lot of their food sources. But we have found out that in recent years, their numbers have actually started to climb, which I think is super cool. Now, he is really cute, right? Yeah? But man, is he stinky. He smells. And he uses that smell to ward off other males away from his area. He also uses that smell to get the ladies. Yeah, so try to stay in your seats, everyone. Try to contain yourselves. Now, even though he's smelly, we still love him. But what I need you guys to do now is just brace yourselves, because our next guest is nothing like this one. Our next guest can come off a bit prickly. Prickly was the word I was looking for. But for now, let's say goodbye to Old Man Disco, the gray fox.
All right, and this is Boris, the South American porcupine, also known as the quindu. And I'm sure you guys have heard the stories of them shooting their quills, so here's what we're gonna do. On the count of 3, we're all gonna clap one time really loudly. When we do this, Boris here is gonna turn towards the audience and shoot 10 to 20 quills. So those of you in the front row, cover your eyes. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. I can't believe you guys did it. Let's try it again, one more time. 1, 2, 3. Huh. You guys know why nothing's happening? Yeah, because porcupines can't shoot their quills. Those quills are just hairs, sharp, stiff, and pokey, and when another animal touches them, that's when they're left behind. It's not like they're spring-loaded. They can take Fire Missile 6 and shoot those quills out. But even though they can't shoot their quills, they are still amazing animals, making us one of the largest members of the rodent family. From the African and Indian crested porcupine, weighing up to 50 pounds and having quills 2 feet long in length, or the fuzzy little tree climber, the North American porcupine with barb quills. But my absolute favorite to talk about is the South American porcupine, having over 30,000 quills, covering every inch of his body, except for that cute little button nose of his, the very pads of his feet, and the tip of that prehensile tail. And you'll find these guys sitting up high in the canopies, sleeping in a hollow tree, waiting for nightfall. And when nighttime comes, that's when they poke their little heads out, getting ready to go on their nightly excursions. And they use this tail there to secure themselves around branches while they reach out for fruits and flowers. And they do this all night long with confidence because of that awesome hairdo of theirs. If a big predator comes along and tries to spook him, he's gonna shake his entire body like a big spiky maraca, warning that predator off that he's gonna make one extremely prickly meal. Now, we came across Boris here because he came to us from an animal production company that was shut down due to lack of funding. So he's retired from life on the big screens to now doing programs with us. I think he's absolutely awesome though. Let's say goodbye to Boris, our pokey friend, the quindu. Now, did you guys enjoy those amazing animals? I hope you did, but you know what? Because we do what we do, we often get asked this one question. We get asked what are our favorite animals. And today I'm gonna do something a little differently. Do you guys have a favorite animal?
Yeah.
All right, well shout it on out, let's hear it.
Monkey.
Leopards, lemurs,
Chimpanzee.
foxes,
Chimpanzee.
snakes, kangaroos. I love it, and we love the wildlife. That's why we do what we do. But our favorite animal, without a doubt, without a question, is this next guest. Her name is Honey, and we'll check her on out. Come on out here, Honey. Woo! There she is. See, I trust her, she trusts me. I know she wants to be with me. Wild animals belong in nature where they're truly meant to be, or in accredited zoological facilities such as Busch Gardens with excellent keepers to give them the proper care. But we like to do each of our presentations, just a couple things you guys can do to help protect our wild friends out there. Things like recycling and picking up garbage to keep our environments clean. Or if you find a sick or hurt animal out there, call a rescue center. There are literally thousands of places set up to give them the proper care and hopefully get them back out in the wild. But we want to thank you so much for checking out Rescue Tales, and we hope you have a wonderful night here at Busch Gardens. Thank you.
You need a white form if you have a visa or a green form if you don't have a visa. Captain's forms are also required. However, in this case...